In the next 3 videos we're going to look at the pentatonic shapes that we looked at this week. So that's shape 1, 2 and 3. We're going to look at them close up, if I can get a little bit closer to our camera here. So for the purposes of this exercise we're going to be using A minor, the key of A minor, and those of you that have got to grips with the fretboard chart that we looked at in the week before will be aware that A minor brings us into the 5th fret. And those of you who didn't know that, don't worry, we have plenty of time yet. Okay, so the way that we're going to describe this is by saying 5 to 8, 5 to 7, 5 to 7 and so on. So the first number is the 1st fret, the second number is the fret that our fingers are going to afterwards. And in describing this, if we start mentioning which finger numbers and which strings we're using, it can end up just being a whole lot of words that don't really mean anything. So I'm just going to say out the fret numbers, and then if you can just look closely at what this hand is doing, you should be able to pick up the rest. 5 to 8, 5 to 7, 5 to 7, 5 to 7, 5 to 8, 5. Let's do that one more time. 5 to 8, 5 to 7, 5 to 7, 5 to 7, 5 to 8, 5. So in this, we've actually only got 2 separate movements that this hand is doing. The 5 and the 8, and the 5 and the 7. And then we do 5, 8, and then we just have this on its own down here. So when we're trying to learn these, it can seem like quite a task at first, but actually it's not so big a task if you break down what this hand is doing into components, because it will just be repeating certain movements. If you want the technical term, it's certain intervals. So yeah, with these shapes and any other shapes that we look at, we're going to look at breaking them down into hand movements and seeing how many times those hand movements repeat. As in 5 to 8, that's one hand movement, 5 to 7 is another hand movement. Right, I'm going to play it through a couple of times so that you can play along with me. After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this time we're going to descend as well. So we're ascending, which means that we're going from low to high. But this time we're going to go from high to low, the other way around. Let me count in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so keep playing that, commit it to memory, and then once you've done that, move on to the next video, which is the second shape pentatonic.